I'm a big believer in obviously simple stuff, right? Like this is good, right? It's good to get warmed up, it's good for reps, but how much in a game are you going to be here, right? Or just a simple here. Not really that much. Again, I understand it because it's reps and it helps kids get comfortable with the ball. But I like to do a lot of my ball handling. Like I'll use that as a little warm up, but I like to do my ball handling like game like. And the two things I think of like being a good ball handler or a good scorer or good with the ball is your change of pace and your change of levels, right? Like I think if you're able to change your pace with the basketball, you're gonna be a threat, right? If that's scoring or if that's being able to drive and dish, like the more that you can get used to stopping and going, right, and being able to go from here to here, right? Like how often, like unless you're in a fast break or something, not really much are you here at a one level and one pace, right? It's a lot of slowing down, speeding up, being able to change the levels. Like I like the levels thing because defense, like as soon as I'm here, defense is coming here and now I'm getting right back down to there. And if I have this ball, I'm in more control, right, than a defender because they don't know what I'm going to do. So a lot of my ball handling I like to do is like think of those two things, whether it be stationary or on the move. I like to use tennis balls, right? I like the tennis balls for hand-eye coordination. I use it with my 6-year-olds, like, and if they fail, I don't care. I'm a big believer in like giving kids stuff where, and again, there's like a fine line of like failure to like I suck, I'm not good enough, I'm never gonna get this, to also I need to struggle a little bit to get better. And like how much, yes, you can get more comfortable going like this, but you want to give them stuff that is difficult to then 2 weeks later it's like, oh wow, now I've had kids for between the legs start like this because they don't know how to go between, and then we get to this and then we're getting to like being able to do it twice. So I think like giving them kind of stuff, and Packy has taught me this a lot because like I at first was like, well, if they're failing, like are they getting better? Like they're messing up every time, but it's like eventually it starts to click and they get comfortable with it. So I'm a big believer with tennis balls. I'm a big believer like if you have a noodle or if you have a stick, like using it to give defense, because again, like it's and I speak for myself because I did so much ball handling on air, and when I would get in the game, I would barely handle the basketball because I was not comfortable because I never did it with defense, right? So like this morning, I was training two of my girls at East Bay, and I had a noodle, and I was just going around poking them just to get them to feel like they have hands on them and get comfortable, right? Like I have my girls go full court ball handling, and I'm running around hitting them with the noodle just so they can feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm a big believer in the heavy ball. I think heavy ball is good, right? Like it gets them stronger with the ball. And something I really emphasize with ball handling is pounding the ball. Like so many times you see kids doing ball handling and they're just like, and it's like, no, you got to pound. Like you want to almost lose the ball from pounding it so hard. Somebody in that group asked me about, which doesn't really have necessarily anything to do with ball handling, but more attacking, like how to get kids to be able to attack in a straight line versus going around, right? Because a lot of times they're scared of the defense, so they're trying to go around them, and they never create an opportunity because defense is always recovering. I always like to teach to attack the shoulder, right? So a drill that we'll do to kind of teach that and implement that is we'll partner them up. Basketball starts in the right hand, 2 pounds, and 1 pound when we step. So it's 1, 2, step, 1, 2, step. So I'm hitting shoulder to shoulder, getting more comfortable with being able to drive into that defense. We're so scared of contact on offense. Like I think kids like get lost in that of like you can make contact on offense too. It's not just defense that you have to make contact, or rebounding you have to make contact. Like to me, being able to make contact on offense gets you those opportunities and those looks. So I like a lot of like ball handling with contact. And when I think about my change of levels and change of like pace, simple stuff like instead of just this pound, too high, too low. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm working on just changing that level. Instead of a simple crossover, I'm working on my levels here. So high to low, slow to quick. Okay, high to low, slow to quick. I can do the same thing between, right? 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. I like to do this series actually where I go, I start with a double crossover. Okay, so we go here. And then the next one, I'm going here, right? So now I'm between cross, and now I'm putting it together. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I go to between behind, okay, same thing. And then I put all those together too. So like, I like giving them like sequences like that too, right? You give them like a double, and then you give them another double, and then you put them together. Just giving them like, again, challenging stuff that's more game-like. I think this kind of stuff, like, again, is good for warm-ups, but they can do that at home. Like, give them stuff that's going to kind of throw them out of their comfort zone. Somebody asked me, how do you teach the left hand more, right? Like, nobody wants to use their left hand, or if they're left-handed, don't want to use their right. If you're doing reps, like, all right, let's do 50 pounds with the right. We're going to do 100 with the left. So give them a double rep, like give them double reps with the left. Or if you're warming them up, I like to do warm-ups with the ball sometimes. Like, let's go skips, left hand. Let's go butt kickers, left hand. Like, everything's with that left hand. So we're getting them more comfortable with that left hand. Do you guys have any questions? So the tennis ball stuff, I think this is great for like hand-eye coordination. I also think it's good just for keeping your head up, right? Like, you can't keep your head down here and like really catch that ball, so it forces you to keep your head up. So I'll just like start simple with these pounds, right? And I'm still getting my pounds in, but using this. And then biggest thing I like to teach too here with this is I'll go into a double crossover, but I got to keep that ball alive, right? So if I'm here, cross, I got to pick it up, but I'm still keeping this alive. Every time I teach this drill, my kids will go like, no, keep that ball going. And it teaches them in a game, if shit gets tough, like keep it alive. Don't just pick it up right away. So I like to use that tennis ball for challenging stuff too. For what? So, like, if you're in the full court, like simple stuff, stop, go. Like, you can start simple stuff like that, or even like here, explode. So like a lot of start stop stuff. Yeah, and yeah, all together. No, I like to do it together. Yeah, because I think about if I'm here, I'm slow and I'm changing my level and my pace, and then I'm going to quit. Same thing. Yeah. I think we need to do more drills that implement game like stuff. I see a lot of trainers online who are, and you're never gonna get in a game and do all that crazy stuff. So like simple stuff, but like put defense with it. Change the pace, change the level, like stuff that is actually going to help you in a game. Any more questions?
When to pick up, when to keep that one extra dribble, kind of stuff like that.
So I think like one-on-one stuff, like something like this, or even sometimes I'll start like shoulder to shoulder, where you can like you work on that pickup with somebody there, and being able to finish out or use that guide hand. Yeah, so I think a lot of like one-on-one stuff and like close to the basket, even if it's one dribble, like helps with that.